As you talked about, Kara, atop the standings. Our crew chief, Aganabazi, is a referee, and Tyler doesn't waste any time. Pulls. She's shooting the career. Caitlin Clark approaching an assist milestone coming into tonight. 3 assists to be the fastest WNBA player to reach that milestone. And Mo Billings with the first take.
And that's an important bucket pre-game. She's still getting comfortable with this offense, gets her shots, and right there just takes it right to the rim.
Last Friday, the Fever won 90-82. Tough take to try to. Now in the Kase, look, it's Charles defends Caitlin Clark right out of action to Friday. Here's Burton with the in and out dribble, tosses it up.
For both teams early, it was Indiana.
And such a huge piece, a key piece.
And because right away puts Lexi Hull on her as a primary defense, tenacity on the defensive end for Indiana. Since she's been, their defense has gotten better.
It'll be Burton, and if we would see that post touch for Aaliyah Boston. Points there in the paint here this year. Burton with a.
She's so tough, so she's just getting better and better.
We got a whole game. You can say it as much as you want.
She's picking her up in the backcourt, letting her feel her presence early.
The two have a history together, Northwestern against Iowa. In fact, the only time in Caitlin Clark's college career she scored in single digits, just 8 points, is when Iowa played Northwestern and Veronica Burton back in her freshman season.
So different matchup from the first one, right? Charles starts on Clark in the meeting last week, and Burton starts on Mitchell. And now we've got the reverse, so we'll see how this plays out. Nice back cut.
Cutting, Lexi Hall gets blocked. Kia Stokes came over. Burton behind the back. Thornton pulls the trigger and an out. Clark from distance. Gets fouled on the shot by Charles.
The other thing about Clark that, her range and the speed with which she can shoot it's just the extension of your defense and how locked in you have to be higher up on the floor than against most other teams and most other players. And then you don't want to let her get it off. So sometimes your aggression takes over a little bit there because you want to get a strong contest. Sometimes it's a little too strong and you pick up the foul.
And it happens so quickly.
Yeah.
She's defended differently than any other player here in the WNBA. Here's Burton again.
Yeah, the switch, yeah.
He's looking for Stokes, taps it to Charles, who finishes it off.
And Charles has been exceptional on the glass. She's got 14 rebounds in her last 2 games from the perimeter.
For Hull, not there. Contrast in styles between these two teams. Burton, Williams will try it again from 3. That's one of their strikes. Back and forth we go. Caitlin Clark, the #1 pace. Points for Clark. Backdoor cut.
Really good job there. Entertained. She got that past the Kia
See how fast the Fever want to get up and down the court. #1, it is the slowest pace in the league so far this year. Shoulder shake. Clark trying to cut back. On the pump. Williams once again, still not there.
Someone's got a box. If you want to play with pace, if you're the Indiana Fever, you.
Hull gets another shot. And another block, that time by Gabby Williams. 9 seconds on the shot. Lexi Hall 0 for 2 from 3. Clark launches with.
We got a few players with their hands on their hips up and down the floor on both ends. We see multiple substitutions for both teams.
Yeah, they need it. We haven't played almost halfway through here the first quarter. Williams will sit out for Golden State. Will sit out.
And Kia Stokes is not going to come off of the floor, and I believe that her minutes will lead Boston's minutes tonight with that size in order to contain. She is going to come out now.
Well, that's the Golden State's roster, but obviously Rupert, being out for this now, you look at this, the way they're built, they're smaller. They're on the smaller side. Most important centers in the league in that regard.
We'll see ball. Xander Lazine doesn't waste any time. too strong off the glass. Here's Raven Johnson, the rookie here for the Indiana Fever. 10th overall pick and a blocking foul.
Player of the year in their college days. You don't see that happen often.
What was your favorite matchup from the first game? That wasn't it? That was, you shocked me on
that.
that.
Was all the fans across the country.
Okay.
For the cinema.
Burton cross-court pass back to Burton for three, and she connects. The two-run. Put back. Fever with the best scoring offense in the league. The Valkyries with the best scoring defense here in the league. Timpson clears. They're one of the best defensive rebounding teams in the league as well. Clark's got Stokes on her, trying to lean in. Cunningham to Johnson. Off the glass is good with 9 seconds on the shot.
She's going to get better and better. I think as she starts to understand how to play off of either mids in the game, she's going to be playing with one of them. It's a nice, strong, composed take by the rookie.
Serve. Billings with the block. And doesn't matter who you have on the floor, they're going to run and rim run and a foul call.
They're not going to be a great player. So the fact I think Burton's entering, the prime of your career. You're physically to a prime, like you're young, you feel good, and then towards the end of your career, you're in the middle when those two kind of connect. That's what's happening with her, and I think she's already one of the best guards in the league. But to me, to be like team, I think Burton has that in her on both ends.
And Caitlin Clark sitting this one out on each other.
Switching, being able to hit the roller.
Let's look for Salon coming off the bench. Almost about 37 points, tops in the middle, and Chen now defending will guide this bench.
Really sound discipline was a big strength of Indiana, getting to the free throw line and limiting them there.
Between these two teams. To the second half of free throw attempts.
Chen picking up where she left one against the Fever.
18 points on Friday. Cunningham from up top. Couldn't quite get it to her.
I like the activity of Timpson. She's gotten her hands on a lot of rebounds, passing the ball up the floor.
That's her job as a young player, right? Like, do the simple things that you're supposed to be doing well. You don't have to do anything complicated. And I agree that the floor has been really good early. Look, here she is again. And try to post that. There we go.
Aisha Hines-Allen gets her first look. Me here with the rebound. Just the second three-point make here for the Valkyries.
She was due from three in her last two games. She has not shot the ball.
Chanel Salon started out 21.5 points per game in the first couple of games here to get back to that rhythm. Kelsey Mitchell to Hines-Allen, the up fake, one dribble, can't get it.
So to take. Not a lot of movement on offense right now for the Fever.
The touches for Salon and muscles for the two. So we'll back it up. About a 3-second differential game and shot clock. As Hayes defended. Hayes was so key defensively for three. Can't get the bounce. Ball's loose. And so far, so good for Golden State.
You're absolutely right about that. Both two all-defensive team members in their lineup. And that talk about the type of player that they want on this team.
This is her third different defender with Gabby Williams.
I'm not saying it will always be that way. Teams are still being undersized, means on the glass they're not getting possession.
His first points, Buxton and Mitchell had combined for...
Oh, it's just good for Indiana to see a three-pointer go down. I mean, they're 0 for their first 8.
Salon once again. Games of the season kind of Salon here tonight.
Kelsey Mitchell is so difficult to guard off the ball because she's all step back into that three, and then another great screen set there by Longwood from long range.
Boston with that physicality against me here with the length. Fives against Caitlin Clark and finishes.
Yeah, juxtapose that with their first. Is a better three-point shooter, but she...
And possibly did a little.
Picking up those two personals.
Yeah, really good.
Cutting Gabby Williams. Gets it around. 5 here to start. Chen gets Clark to switch out on it. Williams against Hall. Williams seen her whole shot repertoire now to the hoop. Clark behind the back, dancing a little bit, draws it against Chen. Second time she's drawn quickly.
She goes with the bounce, shifty with the feet. She's moving, stepping back, and before you know it, you don't even realize you're out of position. You're compromised.
Well, it's a step back, and then you kind of get a little eager.
Doubleheader: Phoenix at New York, Atlanta at Portland. Coming up on